G'day there, and so the day of reckoning, or at least a day of reckoning, has arrived and the scam basically is up. Andrew Little, Minister in charge of Pike Rive, fronts the appropriate select committee and reveals what most of us had worked out well and truly before they ever entered the mine. Retrieval of bodies is no longer practical. The simple truth is, a decade on, retrieval of bodies was never practical. Little perpetrates the con further by suggesting that the main reason they're still there, apart from perceived political gain, is to gather evidence for the crime committed. If it needs to be stated, let me state it again. There is no evidence that will lead to charges. I called it in the CTV building in Christchurch, I call it on Pike Rive. Families who are angry, and rightly so, grieving relatives who want vengeance or justice or a bit of both, all have good arguments and much emotion behind the cause, but that does not a case or charges make, or indeed anywhere close. The Labor Party should be ashamed of themselves. Basically, they took a tragedy, saw a political gap, and they leapt on it. The previous national government did what logical, sensible adult governments would have done. Basically all they could, short of making up stories and promising false hope like the current lot have. They consulted experts. The experts said it was too dangerous, too big a risk. The Labor Party promised basically the world. Winston famously chimed in, equally opportunistic, and promised to be the first one down the shaft. Millions has been spent. Budgets have been blown, and now the cold hard truth, there will be no bodies. The families asked for and were granted by the Labor Party their loved ones back. It won't be happening, but the con is it never was. They were never coming back. The families were used for political gain, basically, and cheap violin string headlines. Most of them won't admit it, I don't think, because they're all semi-enamoured with the Labor Party itself. This was as much about being against the last government as it was about the rescue. But the facts don't lie. Are bodies coming out? No. Were they ever? No. Will there be evidence? No. Will there be charges? No. So what has been achieved, apart from a whole new department being created and millions spent for the admission from Andrew Little that was always coming? It was only a matter of time.